Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga is visiting Nalmepe Secondary School in Pretoria ahead of the start of the Matric Exams today. She's being accompanied by Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi and the Provincial Education MEC Matume Shilwane. Matrics are writing English Paper 1. Reporter Silindelo Masikane is in Mamelodi for us and joins us this morning. Good morning, Silindelo. Perhaps take us through the minister's visit. What were some of the key take-homes? Is she satisfied with the state of readiness of the Education Department?
Certainly satisfied with the state of readiness, given the fact that this is a group of matric pupils that, of course, when COVID-19 hit, was in grade 10. And you can imagine over the past 2 years, it's been quite challenging for them to be able to overcome some of the obstacles that have been put in front of them due to some of those issues around rotational learning. At some points, they weren't even in the classrooms at all. So, of course, there's been a lot of support that's been provided by the department, by teachers and stakeholders in the sector to ensure that this class is adequately prepared. But we know, of course, that there's that issue of leaked papers that's going to hopefully not come up in terms of the sitting this year. We know that some measures have been put in place. I'm joined by the education spokesperson here in Gauteng, that is Steve Mabona. Of course, it's just after 9 a.m. and it means that the matric pupils are they've officially begun writing English Paper 1. As the province, maybe just take us through the preparations for this class.
Thank you very much, Slee. Look, we have prepared our learners to a certain extent that besides the distance learning that we're providing, because remember our classrooms have smart boards, so we were using the tutors to educate them while they were remotely, like in their schools. And we also did the walk-in centers where we were attending to curriculum, making sure that we take them back, revision, and where they did not understand things, assisting them. We also took them to residential camps where we have identified, especially schools where in areas they would have been disrupted, like areas in Sakane or Tema. Those were impacted dearly by the disruptions, of service delivery, protest, disrupting schooling. So we took them 3-4 weeks, in those camps to make sure that at least we take them through the process. And we are happy because when we visited some of the camps, learners were saying to us, MEC, they were thanking MEC and the department to say, look, they appreciate what the department did for them. And we are hopeful that they will use, that knowledge to make sure that they pass. What we call upon parents is to give them space. Let's respect them, for this time. And those community members who are planning to protest, let's make sure that we give learners an opportunity to go to school and write as per what is required.
Any concerns around load shedding, perhaps?
No, like the minister indicated that we are done with computer application and IT, which were written last week. So in Gauteng, I can assure you that load shedding did not have a bearing. To a certain extent that where we were delayed, learners were allowed to write up until late. So we normally quarantine them, they don't leave, and make sure that we provide them with anything that will make them comfortable for that period, and then they write. The last incident that we had in Tshwane South, the learners, wrote very late, but at least they managed to write. So everyone wrote. It's only those that would have been absent, probably, we have different reasons. Some were sick or bereavements and all that. But those will be given an opportunity on the last day of our examinations on the 6th of December. So on the 7th, all those that could not write CAT and IT will then be given an opportunity to write. But there must be valid reasons for that. That the exceptions are given to those that would have said, these are the reasons why I did not write. But over and above that, we think load shedding moving forward will use the natural light, because it will be the lighting part that will probably be affected on, and the rest, the examination will continue.
Maybe take us to the capacity, Steve, in terms of what are the numbers here in Gauteng?
In Gauteng, we are sitting with over 194,000. It's close to 200,000. And with the full-time, just over 138,000. So there's an increment. I mean, we close to 20,000 increment overall of the candidates that will be sitting for this examination. So in Gauteng, we're talking numbers. That's why the issue of number one is not a priority for us. Our priority is a quality pass. How many bachelor passes are we going to produce? And you might have witnessed that the previous cohort gave us over 55,000 bachelor passes. Now we are aiming for more because numbers are higher. And so the crown, probably it will happen automatically, but we are not fixated on that. We are fixated on quality passes, make sure that we have more schools of specialization. We've launched over 20, our target is 35, we might even have more, so that learners, when they leave our space, they are not confined to going to a university. They can still go and go in the corporate world and be entrepreneurs, because we give them that while they're in the classroom. Skill gap, we are trying to close that as Gauteng.
Yeah. Lastly then, I don't know how long ago you were in Matric, Steve. I know it wasn't that long ago for me. Any advice for the learners?
No, let's rehydrate. You know, the healthy body will work wonders.
Yeah.
Let's rest, let's walk a bit, not too much, like us who are doing comrades. Just maybe 5 or 3 kilometers. You know, it re-energizes you. It plays with the mind. And you don't do cram work. You know that those that don't do cram work. No, you must know what you are reading. And parents, let's give them space. Let's not send them around. You know that kids or learners at this age, you are prone to probably be sent to go somewhere and do this. Let's limit on that, and respect, and also wish them well. And let's pray. But then we need to work hard, like as the minister and the MEC and the Premier would have said.
Thank you so much, Steve. All right, that is the Gauteng Department's Education spokesperson, Mr. Steve Mabona, giving us some insights in terms of the preparedness of the province. And as you've heard, that close to 200,000 here in Gauteng alone will be sitting for the eNCA exams. But we know that overall it's around 900,000. That is the biggest group so far to sit for the eNCA exams. And we did have an opportunity to also speak to the Department of Basic Education's spokesperson, Elijah Mhlanga, around the security of the exam papers. Let's take a listen.
We had a meeting with the 5 teacher unions that we have in the basic education sector, and all of them committed to continuing to work. So from that perspective, we don't expect any challenges. If there are other public servants who are protesting that offer other services that we might need or our candidates might need, there could be an issue in that regard. But based on the engagements that we have had in the past 24 hours, we don't think that we are going to experience any challenges.